And welcome to a new video. As you guys can see, my hands are right here. Right now I can't really check the display of my camera right now because of how I have it set up right now for an overhead camera. So yeah, I'm actually having to like stretch out pretty far for this since the table I'm on is pretty far. And by the way, this is actually printer paper. As you can, yeah, because you wouldn't be able to see that right there that good. Actually, I couldn't see it when I was looking through the tape. So yeah, today is a different style of video. We are going to be tearing down this Nintendo DSi. Now, if at some points I bring it like out of frame, that's mainly just because I might need to work on it, like see a bit closer. So yeah, now as you guys know, right now I actually have a 3DS. I would grab it, but it's a bit out of reach, but I still want to keep filming without cutting too much. So yeah. If you hold on the power button, nothing happens. Except for a small little sound. I'll try and be quiet for this. Hopefully you guys were able to hear that. So yeah. Today we're going to be tearing this down. And yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that this is actually broken. Like it never, that's why I have a 3DS now. That this broke maybe like a year ago. Yeah, I got my 3DS during Christmas, but I had to go like 6 months without a DS, so like half a year. So yeah. So this is also kind of gonna be an explanation, or not an explanation, but how-to kind of video. So leave a like if you guys like these type of videos. So yeah, this is very hard for me to do, man. I don't know. So yeah. So first off, what you guys want to do is make sure that your DSi is actually turned off. But as you can see right now, my DS doesn't really work right now, so I can't really exactly tell. So place it on a flat surface, and there are going to be 2 screws you're going to have to remove right here. And sorry if there's wind, mainly just because I have this really close to the window that's open. So yeah, you want to remove these 2 screws. The screwdriver bit that I'm using right now is a Phillips 000 screwdriver bit. So yeah, you're gonna have to remove these 2 screws right here. I'm gonna move this a bit closer. And I've taken off this battery cover many times before, so it's not gonna pop up, but usually the first time that you take this off, it's gonna pop up. But if it doesn't, then you want to just tilt it off to its side, and the battery cover will fall off. Now you want to keep this safe and let the screw stay in there. So yeah, now all you want to do is move the battery, put that somewhere safe. Remember not to puncture that. Okay, and this is the part where mine is a bit different than everyone else's. So if yours hasn't been opened, there are 2 niblets right here that you have to remove. And then after that, they're going to be, let me check. They're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to be 4 screws. 1 right here, 1 right there, here, and here. They're going to have to remove. But because I have already like seen if I could do this, because I had to prepare for this video, so I had to make sure that I can actually do all this stuff. But I removed the screws when this thing barely broke to see the insides. And I think I may have lost them, which is a noob thing on my part. So you guys might want to get something like a magnetic thing. Like if I were to get, let's say, a screw bit. It's magnetic, so it'll stay on there. So yeah. After that, after you remove those screws, there's going to be 1 screw right there that I forgot to mention. Right there on top of the card reader. Now once you have that removed, you want to gently pull up, which I'm going to have, okay, so I'm going to have to really slightly do this, just so then I could show you guys how to, mainly because I can't really do this from far away. This has to be up close for me to do it. Okay, Oh, well, I guess that piece came undone. Okay, so a little backstory. My shoulder buttons didn't exactly want to work when I first got this too, because we got this used. And the main reason was because this wasn't actually connected. This little ribbon cable, because that controls both shoulder buttons. So yeah, when you first remove it, you want to remove it very gently. You want to pull it up from down up here. Then this is usually connected right here. So usually what you want to do is get something plastic. But if yours is broken and you are thinking about replacing the back, you still want to be careful with the metal tool. You want to push that up until it pops off. Then you want to put that off to the side. Now, here comes, I guess, slightly trickier parts. Okay, so you want to remove the Wi-Fi card, which is this. So you pull up, and it will disconnect from that. Now, all I want to do is disconnect this cable right here. Then keep that safe. Now, there's another cable. So you want to push that down. And then you preferably want to be doing this with a plastic tool. But if you don't have one, then a screwdriver will work perfectly fine. And remove that. Now comes the slightly harder parts. So I'm going to see which parts we want to do first. So we're going to be removing this first, which is what houses the battery right here. And what houses the D-pad, which is this. So yeah. So first things first is you want to push up on this ribbon cable connector. So you want to push up, and then you can just remove it. Now you want to be very careful with these because these are very fragile. So yeah. The next thing you want to do is switch out to a 1.5 flathead screwdriver bit. And you can also do this with the plastic thing if you have it, but I don't. So I'm just going to switch into that. And you just want to pull up on this connector, and boom. Now usually there are 5 screws, but like I said before, when I was little, or I guess when this first broke, I removed a lot of these screws, and I never found them. So yeah. So you want to remove these screws, which is going back to the same Phillips 000 screwdriver. So you want to do both of these first. Now I'm going to take this off camera, so then I can just pull them out. Oh, remember you want to save all those screws. Now sometimes these get a bit tricky to take out. Then you want to pull up on the motherboard, this board a little bit. But you also want to be very careful. So if your battery didn't want to work, this is the board. Or if your D-pad doesn't work, which is the thing that makes you go up, down, left, right, then this is the thing you want to replace. But if you're here for the teardown, then we're going to continue. But if you came just to see how to replace that, then there you go. Now put that off to the side, and now it should look like this. Now underneath these rubber pieces are the power button and the D-pad. Now you could just do that, and now you can see that both the power button and the D-pad are gone now, mainly because they are in my hand now. So you want to take all these pieces, keep them safe, and then what I usually do is keep them next to their respective places, aka that board. So yeah, now the next thing we really want to do is we're gonna remove this motherboard now. Now, let me locate everything that we need to remove first, because I did have a gander at this, but you always want to make sure. Okay, so first, you want to, let's remove these ribbon cables. So, again, if you have a plastic thing, if you have a plastic spudger or something like that, you can use that. But you want to, I'm sorry if that was off camera, I am so sorry. But you want to flick up on these. It's very much so ideal that, hold on, I just want to fight today, and there we go. Now, you want them to be in the up position, so then after that you can do that, or you can use a fingernail, or again, a plastic spudger to remove this. Now I'm just going to, sometimes you're going to have to use this up close, but sometimes there are these little things right there. Hopefully you guys can see that, where there are like little niblets right there. You just push on them, you push out on them, and boom. Now, one of these ribbon connector, like, one of like the switches to keep them in place broke on this one, and that's why this is out right now, because when I was pulling on this one to come out, this one also came out. But usually there's usually there is a switch right there that you flick up, and then you can do the same thing. Now those are two ribbon connectors disconnected. Now on this side of the motherboard there are only two left, and on the other side there's only one ribbon connector. So the other ribbon connectors is this one, this one right here, and this one right here. So it's the same process for both of them as the ones before. The smaller ribbon cable is the same as the other smaller ribbon cable on the other side of the board. So you want to flick up and remove. And there we go. Sometimes I like to lock these so then I don't lose those little black pieces. And then it's the same thing for that other one. Push up. Oh, I locked it again. Push up and pull out. And boom. Now, if you're done with that, or once you're done with that, you want to go to the same Phillips screwdriver. And there are 4 screws on the entire board. So then there's a screw right here, here, and here. Now, they're all the exact same size, but they're different lengths. Like this one, these 3 right here are the exact same length, but this one right here is smaller. So you got to keep that in mind. I almost broke my motherboard when I was trying to put this back in, like that. Remember, you want to also keep these separated, so yeah. Just letting you guys know. I just want to make sure. And remember, if you guys want to do this at home, make sure that you have all the parts that you need. And make sure that you're going to be very careful. And there we go. Now I just took out the last screw, and there we go. Now before I continue, I want to show you guys the size difference between these 2 screws. This tiny little screw came out right here, and hopefully you guys can actually see that. There you go. And the bigger screws are on the left side, or my left side, or your right. I'm honestly very confused at this point. Yeah, the left side, this side right here. Sure, they're both pretty small, but they are smaller. So now, again, you want to switch out to the flathead, and then you're going to see that the motherboard pops out. You don't want to just yank it out, because then there is a ribbon cable underneath it. If you were to pull up right here, and there we go. There it is right there. Now I have to be very careful, else the screen connector will break, but it's the same process like for these other ones that you saw. So yeah, you just want to pop up and then pull, and there you go. Now if you are trying just to replace the motherboard, which some people are trying to do, then that's all you do. Harvey, that's one of my dogs. You guys could probably see that in one of my other videos. I might link it in the video, but yeah. So this is the motherboard. Again, if you just wanted to replace it, then that's it. And then you just reverse the steps. Now, if you guys want to, I will do another video putting this back together, because I'm only going to take it apart. Putting this together takes a very long time, like double the amount of time that I usually spend on this. So yeah. So now you want to keep the motherboard safe if you are just watching the teardown, and this is what you're going to see. Now, it's the same style thing as the D-pad and the power button, except this time it's the actual buttons and the start and select buttons. So like, as you can see, they're slightly different. They're rubber parts, so yeah. Again, keep those safe. And what I usually do is, sometimes you want to memorize the button layout, or you can just put them in, and they have like little parts on them, so then they go in the right spot. So there you go. one didn't want to come out. I will take that out right now. Now, if you wanted to do like a button change and a D-pad change, that's all you really wanted to do. And then you just want to reverse it. Now, let me just push this out. And there we go. Now, if you were to see right here, it's looking pretty barren right now since there's no buttons on the bottom or at all now. So, if you are trying to replace the lower LCD, all you would need to do is pull up right here, and there you go. That is the LCD right there. And if you're here again, if you're here just for the teardown, then keep watching. Okay, so right here, I originally hit a roadblock because I didn't see any screws or anywhere that I can really like pull on. So, and then I had to look up on iFixit, not sponsored, but I wish. If you pull out these, they will reveal screws, and therefore right here. And if you go back to the Philip 000, then these fit perfectly fine, and just remove these 4 screws. I hope that I'm explaining all this correctly, because half the time I don't even know what I'm talking about. So yeah. So just remove them. Sometimes these can be a bit tighter, so you want to be careful about all this. So yeah. Sorry, it's just my screw pile starting to get a little bit full. So you usually don't want to do this, but I'm putting some of my screws on the table, aka the top screen. Screws on the table that I'm working on right now. So yeah, once you have all 4 screws, it should look like this. Now, all you really need to do is slide, and you can see that there's a gap now. So you want to keep pushing and sliding. That's what I did. And then you pull. You kind of have to bend it slightly, and then you can remove the back piece. And there is no ribbon cable here. Oh yeah, you want this closed. I keep forgetting about that. Mainly because part of the hinge is on there. So yeah. And then you can see that the ribbon cables for the top screen are right there, and all that stuff. Now, if you wanted to remove the screen or replace it, you would just pull it up and then remove these. But I am not going to do that right now, mainly just because that's a bit too above my level of knowledge, I guess. So yeah, those speakers, camera, screen. I don't exactly know what that is, but I think that might be Wi-Fi antenna. Actually, no, this is the Wi-Fi antenna. I have no idea what that is. That might be like the processor or something like that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I actually have to get up, stop the camera. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Remember to like and subscribe to see not the restoration, but putting this back together. Sorry, my English is a little wonky right now. But I will see you guys later. Bye.